Hey everybody, Scott Henry's Holistic Zone. Welcome to the Zone and welcome to Tuesday with Scott. As you can see, I have a special guest today. Very good friend of mine, very good friend of the Holistic Zone, Dr. Brett Brimhall. Brett, it's a pleasure to be with you.
Always fun. We're kind of bouncing back and forth, catch him occasionally, so we talk all the time. So
This is true. The Brimhall family, if I can, let's just start out because a lot of people, I have a lot of friends, as you know, in the chiropractic world, and your family's reputation is huge. So for people that don't know you, Brett, and your family, let's talk a little bit about your dad, John, your family, and then how you got involved in the chiropractic world.
Yeah, no, for sure. So my dad actually was raised by a contractor, but he was injured. He got carried into a chiropractor's office, and that chiropractor got him back walking. Now, he was on his way to become a dentist, but the chiropractor told my dad, look, you owe to the world what was done for you. So that was late 1960s, so that was a few years ago. And so he went to school, just knowing he wanted to be helped like he was helped. My mom had had migraines since a auto accident when she was a teenager. Got one adjustment, first adjustment she ever had, migraines went away. And so they just went to school not really understanding what chiropractic was, but knowing that they had been helped. And so that started his journey where he just kept learning everything. So really since they went to school in Palmer, Iowa, Davenport, back in 1960, graduated in 1971, began practice here in Arizona in 1971. And he just started helping people. And as he grew, the ones that he wouldn't help, it would frustrate him, so he'd learn more. And so that ran into where he just studied from everybody. He went back, got a bachelor's degree in nutrition, went back and worked on a psychology degree. He just always wanted to learn how to help people. Eventually developed what's called the 6 steps to wellness. Eventually doctors would, kind of want to be trained by him. And so we started teaching clear back, he started teaching in the late 70s on nutritional formulations and hair analysis. And then eventually led to, I came around 1974, that was when I was born. And
he's just a kid.
Yeah, just a kid, right? But I still remember, I've watched him, I've worked with him on and off since I was 14 years old. And I'm 50 this year. And so we've been in the profession a long time. That's kind of why we're known. But also, he's one of those individuals, so he's the doctor's doctor. So when a doctor's not getting well, or one of their clients or family members not getting well, they tend to send them to him, and that's translating to me. So I've been in practice now close to 24 years. And so the reason why our name is so well known is we've been around a really long time, but also we're one of those individuals that we just, we love to teach, we love to train, we love to help people, and we don't want to be other places in Arizona. So people always ask us to go live somewhere else, so we're not going to do that. And so we train doctors from all over the world. Actually, we got a couple seminars this year I'm going to teach with them too. So that's kind of why we're well known, not because we meant to be. It's just that we want to help people, and naturally led into eventually teaching.
I love that because, as you know, with the Zone, it's all about the 4 H's. You help, you help, you help, you help. Yep. And if you help people enough, you might help yourself. But the great thing about the Brimhall family is they're really here to help the other folks. And and that's in a brief synopsis what you guys have been doing. Talk about when you started practicing and just walk us through what you're doing now, because you've got a great background.
Yeah, so the system we developed, that my dad and I, over years, we just studied from everybody, and we realized that not everybody's sick for one reason. It's not just a physical problem, or it's not just an emotional problem, or it's not just a dietary problem. It related to 6 different factors. We developed the 6 steps to wellness. And so when I came back from serving a church mission for 2 years, I just knew I loved helping people. I loved that part of seeing people really come out of themselves. And I started teaching with my dad really heavy. And so I went to school, and in 1995 we started teaching physicians from all over the world. And I taught 2 to 3 seminars all through school a month. That's how I paid for school. And just fell in love with the helping people. So when I came out of school, and I basically got my license February 2001. My dad left March 1st of 2001.
Wow.
Clinical practice, because he was practicing full-time, lecturing full-time. I was going to school full-time and teaching full-time. And so we decided we should need to kind of team up, join forces, but divide a little bit so we're not beating, we wearing each other out. So that's where it began. And so since 2001, I ran a practice, treated patients, and just constantly wanted to help people, but also raising a young family. And just that's kind of how it's been. My failures have driven me, and so as part of
haven't they driven all of us?
And they should, in my opinion. That's how it is. It's not the games you win you remember, it's the games you lose. And those are the ones you work at getting better at. So part of that practice is teaching on nutritional supplementation. My dad's a formulator. So where I'm at now in my life is kind of full circle. So my youngest is 16, and so I've got back heavier into the teaching arena. And also one of my goals 10 years ago was to create an income that was separate than my clinical practice. So when life happens, that I had other ways to provide for my family so that I could be available for those that mattered most to me. So love all my patients, but if I have to choose between you and my family, sorry, you're gonna lose. But because of that, it drove me into a different arena of teaching and training and developing other systems, then helping clinicians be more successful in their practices, and also helping people that want to change health, like you. Like, how do we take the message of what true health is, take it globally, and to be able to give people the right tools and the right training to be successful at being healthy. And part of that process is, we ran into each other and, teamed up on one of the companies that I use, LifeVantage. Because some of the products that I have used with my clients, like, unfortunately, the only way you'll learn about them is if you come see me, right? But as we learn about this world now, you've got to be plugged in somewhere. So we want you to, if this fits you, learn how to use these products in ways to help you and your family. And so that's kind of how you and I met.
Correct.
And so I know, I kind of want to talk about a couple of things when it comes to like just tools. Like I had a patient come in this week and I said, hey, what's the biggest struggle? She's a real young mom that you have with a mom. She's a young mom. She says, I have mom brain. That mom brain where you just can't remember stuff. Your decision fatigue.
I think there's dads like that too.
Yeah, there's
Brett.
dads like that too. Moms we see it a lot in moms. It's kind of, we hear about it. And so a lot of reason why people struggle is because they just don't know what's available for them. And so they reach out for what they have. So most moms, when they get super tired, they just kind of put themselves last, but they'll just kind of do for what is quick energy. So they'll use like, Diet Coke. I hear it all the time. I gotta have my Diet Coke, or I got my Diet Dr Pepper, or I gotta have my energy drink. And so that's led to us doing more of these type of videos on people to know the options out there. So there's probably, I would just talk, we were talking earlier about just where people's eyeballs are, and social media is one of them. And we hope this gives you value, but if I'm going to talk about products for just a couple seconds, let me tell you about my top three and why that is. My top three for which I know you're using these.
Personally, I use them. Yeah. I mean, people say to me all the time, they go, how do you do it with the energy? You're always out doing things. You're always out, between.
Energizer Bunny.
There you go. But a lot of it is attributed to what Brett is going to be talking about right now. So
yeah, the process that is maybe most people aren't familiar with is this term called activation. Most people don't understand what supplementation is. Hey, I'm deficient in vitamin D, I'm deficient in vitamin A, and I need to take those. So they think the magic is in the bottle. So the improvement you get is based on what's in the bottle. So vitamin A or vitamin D, you take that, your body has the vitamin D. Well, the real magic is inside of every cell you have. So the healthy cell creates a healthy organ creates a healthy human. But if a cell is not activated, so if those assembly lines, those natural processes in the cells are not working like they should, it's not activated. So your level of health is directly proportionate to the level of activation you have. And we now know you can actually use products that are designed to activate specific cellular processes. And so if you think about it, like all of us age, right? So the rate at which we age is determined on really a couple factors. One is how fast your cells repair, okay? How much energy your cells can produce, and how well your cells recycle things. And so for me personally, one of the biggest things your body repairs all the time is collagen-based structures. Like 35% of your body is collagen. Without collagen, guess what, guys? You would be a big blob on the floor. And so a lot of people are familiar with collagen, but I'm going to ask you to look into what's called activated collagen and liquid activated collagen. Now, maybe a new concept to you, but understand like part of having, so when I talk about the collagen we use, it's called the ARM, activate, replenish, and maintain. Activation is the key. So if you don't have the key to the car won't start. So if you don't have the key to turn on the cell, part of the cells that make collagen, the benefit is not near as great as it could be. So there are specific activated collagens. When we use it, it has what's called ruby red quinoa. That is the key to the part of the cell known as the fibroblast that makes collagen. So that's first part. Second, it's got to replenish. So your body, if you don't absorb what you eat, you don't get the benefit. It's not being taxed. Someone pays you $100 and the government gets the whole that you maybe get 60% of it. So if you're eating things and your body is not absorbing them, it's not doing the benefit it is. So replenishment part is this. So the components you take matter. How well you absorb it matters. And so when it comes to replenishing that liquid collagen, we use hydrolyzed liquid collagen. What that means is it uses water to break it into small components, and it comes from fish. Now, why is that important? Because our culture, at least in the United States, and also people will be in other places that aren't watching this, I want you to think, when was the last time you ate the skin of fish? Like, when was the last time you actually took the skin off your trout or the salmon and you ate it? When was the last time you had rooster comb soup? Like, when was the last time you did those? Because those are two, like, that's where we should get our collagen from. Very elastic, very stretchy, which makes our skin, hair, ligaments, tendons, bones, organs, nerve sheaths, like a lot of different things. So the one we utilize, it has very small particles called collagen peptides, 10 different types. If your collagen only has 1 to 2 types, that's also you could have more benefit, you have more types. And the maintenance part is there's actually specific fruit extracts in it that actually help the genes turn on that help your body not break down the collagen. So it's a very unique process, and if you're struggling with anything mentally or physically, I would say foundationally make sure you're getting activated collagen into you, because without collagen, your body can't do a lot of the things it's supposed to do. And people just think skin, hair, nails. It's much, much bigger than that. So that's part of it. And then I mentioned the whole idea of repair.
Right.
So look this up later. It's called NRF2. He called it something else sometimes. So
I'm not Dr. Brett.
Okay. So basically think of it this way. NRF2 is a protein. It's like another key in the body, but this is the key that regulates how your body repairs. We know if we can activate in the right way, your cells will repair 40% faster, and up to 70% faster in 3 months. And it does that by causing your body to make these big enzymes. Most of you probably heard of glutathione. We hear about a lot in the studies.
Right.
That's just one of the 3 we know it upregulates. So again, your manufacturing plant turns on. So we know that there's tons of studies on that. If you want to look that up later, it's called pubmed.gov. Look up Protandim Nerve 2, read the studies, right? Bottom line is we all age. We age because we breathe oxygen. If you breathe oxygen, you're going to age. The rate at which you age is based on how well your body handles that, what's called oxidative stress. This Nerve 2, it drastically changes that. So there's actually a study, which I'll give to Scott, so if he wants to pass it on to you. So with the collagen, we know it increases the collagen production by about 40 to 60%. When you combine it with Nerve 2, it's 100% in 8 weeks. Right, so that's a drastic difference, because if your body can repair faster, control the inflamed process, and get the right type of collagen, it can start repairing stuff. Your body's always trying to repair stuff, but some people are just like getting through the day. Have you ever felt that way? You're just trying to get through the day. So
Fortunately, not.
So your cells, if they don't have enough for the day, they start breaking down, and they go into what's called conservatory mode or survival mode. If they have what they need and extra, they actually go into repair. And that's what we want. We want repair. I don't want to just feel the same. Like, I want to feel better. And that's the repair process. And so I combine those two. And then my third favorite would be what's called a nootropic. It's a brain drink. Unfortunately, most people are tired in this society. And it's not because they're doing a lot of physical tasks. They're doing a lot of mental tasks.
Mentally.
And this is why people say, well, I'm tired, and what do they reach for? They don't reach for like a nap, which they probably should, right? They reach for a Monster, a Red Bull, a Diet Coke, a Dr. Pepper, a chocolate, right? They're reaching for something to affect their brain fatigue. And so a nootropic is something that actually improves brain performance. I use a very specific activated, again, go back to that term, activated for brain drink, because I want my brain to perform optimally, not only just to performance-wise, but going back to the same idea. If there's extra, my brain can repair. And how well you'll feel and function in the future is truly dependent upon how healthy your brain is. And so those are my 3 favorites: the Nerve 2, the collagen, and the Axial are 3 of my favorites as far as activations. And really anybody can benefit from them. And so my one phrase I'd leave you with is this: your level of health is directly proportional to your level of activation. Like how activated your cells are. We think about being active as an exercise, which you should be, right? That just doing the exercise activates your body, saying, hey, we're young and vibrant, we need to build muscle. If you quit doing that, your body's gonna say, well, I don't need my muscle, I'll just lose it. So yes, we need to be active, but also we need to be activated. And activate those natural cellular processes, and emotionally you need to be activated, like active. So there's both being active and being activated, and this is probably, unfortunately, this is a new concept for a lot of people. So when you start looking at your vitamins, your minerals, your supplements, your foods, ask yourself, is anybody talking about this term of cellular activation, nutrigenomic activation, or genetic activation in a healthy way with natural substances? If not, start delving into that, because you should be getting the benefits now and not waiting till later.
Brett, question for you. That was probably the best 15 minutes that anybody could listen to about really living a healthy lifestyle. And at the Zone, we have something for everybody. And those three things that Brett just mentioned, one of the questions I get asked all the time, and I was going to ask you right here, right now, is everybody's different. Mm-hmm. You're different, I'm different, person sitting out there is different. How long does it normally take if you're using those three products? Yeah. What does it normally take? I mean, on an average?
Yeah, so here's a great question. One, I say we are different, but we're the same. And what I mean by that, if you're a mammal, so if you're not a mammal, I don't tell you, but if you're a mammal, your genes are very, 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 very similar as far as the processes that I just mentioned. And so that's why these products are designed for mammals, so if you're a mammal, it benefits that pathway or that process. So I have 4 children. They're all human, I think, but they're all different in who their personalities are and likes. But foundationally speaking, they all have mitochondria, they all have these different cellular processes, they all have brains, but what their potential is determined on basically how active or how much activation they have, both emotionally and physically. Okay, so going back to how long it takes. So number one, what do you want, right? What do you want? Like if you're like, I just want to like take something I think it's good for me, great, perfect, that's easy, right? This works day one when you put it in your body. So the challenge with the way we look at health, we want instantaneous results. Oh, I have a pain in my knee, take an Advil.
Immediate gratification.
Yeah, an Advil or Tylenol, I don't want to feel the pain. Well, that's not okay. When you feel a pain, there's a problem. You need to figure out why you're having the pain. So most people, when they finally start doing something, it's because they've been having a problem for a while and they don't want to have it anymore, but it took them years to develop that. Whether that's in a relationship, whether that's in like your health status. Unfortunately, we were looking for a feeling when we need to really understand the process. So I take these products 100% because of prevention, even though I feel and perform better on them, but I know the benefit of doing that, and I don't want to wait, for me personally. But here's what I would say, and this is why, guys, go back to this. If you wait to do something to when you feel something, that's a problem in a relationship. It's also a problem with health. 50% of people that have an indication there's a heart problem, that they're dead. Right, so and with cancers, people don't feel those things, right? They don't feel until they showed up, and they've been there for years a lot of times in the coming. So do things differently if you want to be different. So that's my one soapbox. But if you're going to give this a fair shake, right? Whether it's exercise or trying to improve your relationship or really cellular activation, I would say minimum of 6 months, preferably a year. Here's why: if I exercise for a week, like what am I going to feel? If I exercise for 6 months, probably going to feel different. If I do it consistently for a year, I know I'm going to feel and function differently, right? So when you're trying to activate yourself to do things different, you got to become different. And what I love about this process, it's simple. Like, it's not a lot of things, there's some simple things, but I can be 100% of those. If I do those, I'm gonna have a difference. But I noticed that if somebody's consistently do it for 6 months, if they decide to come off at that time, they'll think, oh my gosh, I actually felt a lot different than I thought I did, because now their bodies are not functioning with that efficiency as it was before. And I would do that minimally. There's a lot of reasons for that scientifically, as far as organs and how they repair and how long it takes and the changes that take place. One simple one is a red blood cell you produce today lives 4 months. So if you want to change the environment, you do at least 4 months before you get brand new red blood cells. So but there's other reasons why I would do 6. So that's kind of what I would tell people. And what's funny, humans, they don't remember what they felt like. It's just kind of how you go. Like, someone will come in here, they'll have lifted 10 things. And a couple months later, I said, okay, let's just kind of go through this. She's like, oh my gosh, I don't remember feeling like that. Oh, I did. Oh yeah, I did. We forget how bad we felt because we just go on and do the next thing. So sometimes writing a list of what you felt, put that away, and then revisit at month 1, month 3, month 6, people are typically shocked at the difference. And also same with pictures, like with the collagen, like it's crazy what we see from a picture standpoint. You'll literally see your face change as far as reverse age-wise looking, because your body's getting more of what it needs. And so I tell them, take pictures at the beginning, take pictures in the middle, take pictures at the end, that both in your hands and your face, and you'll see really cool changes.
Yeah, I mean, one of my big things, and I say it every time I do a post, is please be happy, healthy, and safe, but also commit to be fit in 24. Mm-hmm. And now we're in early May, and I ask people all the time, have you committed to do this? And if you go, and talk to Brett, talk to myself, and really look at what we have to offer, I think you'll see we have something for everybody. And that is what I wanted to do in trying to say, commit to be fit in 24. And, people say, well, I can't do that. No, come on. You can do it. It's just, are you willing to make the commitment to do it? Correct, Brett?
Yeah. Anything, most of us do it when we have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't worry, you're not that special. It's just kind of, humans are naturally lazy. We don't want to do hard things. It's kind of how it is. Few people that aren't that way, but like most of us are.
But this isn't hard. I mean, it's whether it's...
No, it's the nice thing about it's simple. There's some simple things, but like just taking those things, at least that, then what's next? What's next? Add one thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Brett, if anybody has any questions for you, do you want to leave an email?
Just follow. Just find me on Facebook. I'm there. Or Instagram, Dr. Brett Brimhall. Find me there. Messenger. By far the easiest way anymore.
All right, sounds good. Brett, thank you for your time. Always good seeing you. And I'm sure, hopefully, you got a lot out of this, because what he just said for the last, as I said, 15 to 18 minutes was huge. And hopefully you got a lot out of it. So
we didn't even mean to match. Look at that. Pink shirts.
There you go. The email did. I didn't read my email.
I didn't read mine either, apparently.
There you go.
Right,
hey, everybody. Hey, Brett, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Everybody have a great day. Please be happy, healthy, and safe. Take care. Good day now.
That'll be a good one.